with you. So in this video, I'm going to share 6 things that you need to know about tonight's full moon in Taurus. Now, this full moon is going to continue for the rest of the weekend. The energy is going to be around probably well into the beginning of next week. I'm sorry, my hair is just not cooperating. And I decided to do this live. I usually pre-record these videos, but I decided to go live because I am kind of experiencing a limited supply of energy myself today, and I want to focus a little more on self-care. So I decided, for the sake of convenience and still to show up and still to tell you a little bit about this full moon, I'm just going to go live. So this is going to be a little less structured as the previous videos. I'm not going to be able to edit it, but I'll do my best to distinguish all the 6 points that I'm going to be making. So first and foremost, I want to tell you guys, this full moon is very, very emotional. I have already cried today. It wasn't sad. It wasn't nothing really happened, but there was this emotion that came up. And it came up to be released. But more importantly, I want to highlight, it came up through a dream first. So I had this very vivid, very emotional dream. And when I woke up, I had a very distinctive memory of everything that I saw in the dream. But also I had this feeling like there was this kind of emotion snowballing inside of me. I wasn't ready to release it yet, but it was just kind of building up and building up and building up until I took a shower and I was able to let it go, let it out. So if you, by the way, I'm going to also do an Epsom salt bath today. If you're looking for some ways to connect with the energy of the full moon, maybe do a full moon ritual. It's really good for releasing emotions, releasing energies, releasing beliefs that no longer serve you. I've made the video that I'll link after this live is over. It's going to be showing up somewhere here, and it's how to do a full moon ritual. So I also want to highlight that not only is this full moon emotional, but it's also important to feel the feelings that you experience, to acknowledge your emotional state. In my case, when I got into the shower, I had it finally kind of welled up inside of me enough, this emotion, this feeling, this sadness, that I was able to release it through tears. So crying, screaming into a pillow, meditating, taking a bath, taking some time off, being silent, taking a break from technology, taking a break from communication, can all contribute to you holding space for yourself, to process your feelings adequately and to really connect with how you're feeling on this very, very, very emotional full moon. So another thing about this full moon is it is asking you to take a closer look and expect your relationship with abundance, your relationship with money, worth, value. So Taurus, which is, we're having this full moon in Taurus. Taurus is a very abundant sign. It's a very sensual sign. It's a sign that is more feminine in the energy, in the nature of it. And Taurus is all about honoring your body, honoring your worth, and really not allowing yourself to go below what you think is fair and, discount, undercharge, give things away for free. So you're really asked here with this full moon to investigate, what is your relationship with abundance? Do you feel abundant? Are you abundant? Is there something that is preventing this abundance? Abundance was a very major part of the special full moon meditation that I hosted today. It is a private link that is only available to the participants. So I will put the information about that below. So if you wish to access this meditation, you can contact me and reserve your spot. It comes with a lot of fun things, such as a personal reading, a personal tarot reading with me, as well as 3 things that you can contribute to a releasing ceremony that I'm holding, as well as a lot more things. So anyway, I will put some information about that in the description. Abundance was a really, really big part of it. And This full moon in Taurus is asking you, do you feel abundant? And if you do not, what is preventing this? Is it because you don't feel like you deserve it? Is it because you don't think there is enough in the world to go around? Is it because you don't think you are qualified enough to be abundant? Is it because you think it's outside of yourself? So all of these are very important questions that I encourage you to journal about. Now, the meditation that I hosted, it also comes with some journaling prompts, so this can be also extremely helpful. But if you're deciding to do it at your own pace, on your own time, by your own means, then definitely find some time to journal about abundance, to journal about your relationship with abundance, to journal about how you feel. Do you feel abundant or do you feel lacking? And then an important part here is full moon is challenging. So oftentimes we're almost triggered to focus on the lack, almost triggered to focus on what we don't have instead of what we do have. So this is okay, but you choose, you decide. It is in your power to determine whether you're going to focus on lack or whether you're going to focus on abundance. And one distinction that I think is very important here is if you're focusing on lack, there is no way you can attract abundance. It might still come, but you're not attracting it. You're attracting more lack. So investigate your relationship with abundance and make sure that if you're trying to attract it, trying to embody it, that you focus on it versus lack. So second point that I want to make, so far we talked about emotional, we talked about abundance, but now I want to talk a little bit about boundaries. This full moon is challenging you to investigate where your boundaries are not being upheld, where your boundaries are being violated. Are you participating in this? Are you letting people just cross your boundaries, back and forth and just completely neglect what you're trying to establish about how people can access you and when is a good time to stop? So in terms of boundaries, first of all, you are responsible for setting them. Second, you are responsible for enforcing them. And third, you are responsible for taking charge and credit when you don't have any boundaries. But you have to also investigate, how are you letting others get past your boundaries? How are you giving people access to you that you don't feel like you can give them? What I mean by this is you might have some solid boundaries in place. You might have put them in place. You're like, okay, here's when I charge for my time. Here's what I do for free. Here's how I am with my friends. And here's how I am on the weekends. And here's how I am with my family and my coworkers and all that stuff. But then there's one person who's like, well, don't you want me to like you? Don't you want me to be your friend? Don't you want me to support you? Can you please let me do this? And you're like, yeah, sure, of course, here you go. And then you feel like crap. Okay, so that's not their fault. That's your fault. But don't be too hard on yourself. You just have to really see where these boundaries are being disrespected. And also, if someone is using kind of violating your boundaries as an excuse to either be your friend or remain in your circle, or like, oh, well, if you like me, you'll do this for me, or if you want me to like you, you'll do this for me. You got to realize this emotion that they're trading off for, in exchange for you just kind of letting go of your boundaries. It's not genuine. It's not something that serves you. It's something that only plays on your fears. So please be mindful of that. Please be mindful. And also another thing is, if this person is really someone who wants to be part of your experience, part of your journey, part of your life, they will respect your boundaries. But if they do not, then it's okay to let them go. It's okay to let them go. Which brings me to the fourth point that you need to know about this full moon. It is asking you to release what no longer serves you. So whether it's relationships, beliefs, patterns of behavior, old, ideas about who you are, what you can and cannot do, it is time for you to step up and let it go. If someone is trying to leave your experience, if there's a relationship that's ending, someone is saying, hey, listen, I'm going to go. I don't want to be in your experience anymore. you cannot chase after them. You may, but it's not going to be positive. It's not going to serve you. It's going to play out against you in the end. And I say this because when someone is not in alignment with who you are, when someone is not in alignment with your authentic expression, you're doing them and yourself a big disservice by trying to forcefully hold on to them and chase after them and keep them. You got to let them go, because that's going to in turn free up space for other, more positive, more aligned, more genuine, more authentic people to enter your experience and to really be there for you and to really respect you, respect your boundaries, respect your authentic expression, and enjoy your company. But if someone is not enjoying your company, someone is trying to leave, or if they're not trying to leave, but you can just tell that neither one of you is enjoying this relationship anymore, let them go. Let them go. If there's a situation, an event, an arrangement, a contract, an agreement, some kind of a social obligation that's trying to leave that no longer resonates with your authentic self and is trying to leave your experience through means of you being very not into it anymore and feeling like crap every time you do it, or feeling like this dread when you even start thinking about it, then it's a good, sure sign that it's time to let it go. And letting go is a big act of service. It is something that allows you to be genuine and authentic and stay true to your true values, your true identity, and your true beliefs, and hold that space for yourself to be yourself instead of modifying your expression to fit someone else's agenda. So that was number 4. Number 5 is this full moon is asking you, are you being genuine? How are you lying to yourself and others? And lying is a big word, and you might think, well, I'm not really lying, I'm honest. But are you really honest when you say yes to someone? Are you really honest when you say no to someone? Are you really honest when someone asks you, do you like this? Does this look good? Is this okay? Is this enough? Is this what you asked for? If any of these are like, maybe sometimes, then you got to change that, okay? You got to have 100% integrity with your yeses, your nos, and the way that you respond to what other people give you, to what other people present to you, to what other people bring into your experience. If you're saying yes when you mean no, then you're choosing against yourself. You're acting against yourself. If you're saying no when you want to say yes out of fear, then you're telling the universe, I don't want to grow. I don't want to expand. I don't believe in myself. If someone brings something into your experience, which I'm going to make a link. I made a video about this. I'm having this lesson taught to myself this month. Where I had this designer wedding dress made for me, and it turned out to be a disaster. I made a separate video about that. I'm going to link that after the live so you can watch it. And I'm going to talk about accepting and rejecting and how both can really serve you when it's in alignment with who you really are. So your yeses need to be yeses. Your nos need to be nos. And when someone gives you something, and it's not something you asked for, it's not something you paid for, it's not something you like or want. If someone gives you, for example, old clothes, like, hey, I have a bunch of old clothes in my closet, I'm gonna donate it to Goodwill, but while you're here, why don't you just take them and see if you can wear them? That's a good benevolent act, isn't it? But what are you saying? If you like these clothes and you're like, yes, I love them, that's good, okay. But if you hate them and you're like, yes, I'll take it, because you don't feel comfortable saying no, that's a problem. This is just a hypothetical situation. So, but again, point number 5 is your relationship with truth and lies. And also, where are you lying to yourself? Are you telling yourself you're not good enough? Are you telling yourself you're not powerful enough? Are you telling yourself, I don't have all the right tools to get started on this one thing I really want to do? When in reality, you're just afraid. Okay, fear is natural. Fear is something you can acknowledge and move past. But lies, they really hold you back. So look at where you're lying to yourself, where you're saying no when you mean yes, when you're saying yes when you mean no, okay? And where are you telling yourself untruth because you're afraid and you don't want to acknowledge fear, you'd rather lie. This is very important on this full moon. It's not easy. None of these things are easy, by the way. It might sound like it, but it isn't. So be gentle, be kind to yourself, but do it because it's going to help you. So finally, point number 6, this full moon is asking you to get serious about self-care. I'm not talking just taking Epsom salt baths. I love them. I'm not just talking about that though. I'm talking about caring after your space, caring after your body, caring after your mental health, caring after your spiritual health, caring for your relationships, caring for your boundaries, caring for your eating, caring for your exercise, caring for what do you buy? Do you buy things that look terrible on you? And you're like, yeah, whatever, whatever. Do you drive something that you go like, ugh, this thing is broken all the time? Do you go and just get whatever mediocre thing you can find just because you're like, whatever, it doesn't really make a difference? You got to elevate your self-care in order to have every other experience in your life match up. So this is a full moon in Taurus. As I said at the beginning of the video, Taurus is a very sensual sign, meaning Taurus is about the body. Taurus is about nutrition. Taurus is about self-care. Taurus is about being kind and gentle and nurturing towards yourself. So where are you kind of slacking off on taking care and caring for yourself? And these areas need attention right now, just to let you know. But don't settle. Don't settle. This kind of goes back a little bit to the previous point of make sure your yes is a yes, make sure your no is a no. But also don't settle. If you see something and you hate it, don't say, I love it. You're sending the wrong message to the universe. You're saying to the universe, I hate it and bring me more of that, please, because I'm okay with that. Don't be okay with that. You don't have to have a solution immediately, but internally, don't let yourself accept and settle for what is not good enough for you, okay? You deserve way more than that. And it starts with self-care. It starts with nutrition. It starts with taking care of your body, taking care of your living space, taking care of your needs, feeding yourself healthy, working, exercising your body, doing whatever is nice and kind and helpful and nurturing and restorative. If you need to go to a chiropractor, if you need to go see a doctor, you've been putting off some big thing that's freaking you out and you're just not going out of fear, go. Okay, go see someone, go do whatever you need to do. Don't put it off anymore. This is not the time to neglect your own needs. Okay, so this wraps up the 6 points. I am going to be posting some links to zodiac sign readings that I'm also going to be doing live filming today. So if you're interested in a psychic reading for your zodiac sign, I'm going to be covering all 12. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do one big video or one individual video per sign. Probably the latter. So anyway, I'm going to be posting those in the description. I'm going to be posting all the links that I mentioned somewhere like throughout the video. So come back and watch it again if you need to. And what else? Oh yeah, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this type of content. Obviously goes without saying. Hit that bell button below to get notified every time I upload or go live. And happy full moon, happy Halloween. Dear participant, I'm not going to pronounce your name out loud because it's going to probably be a strike against me. But yeah, you can watch it again. There's going to be a replay. So so once the live is over, just watch it again. Very simple. So on this note, you guys, thanks so much. Take care. Have a great full moon. Have a great Halloween. Be kind, be nurturing to yourself. Check out that video that I made. It's already on my channel. I just can't link it live. It's called the full moon ritual. Okay. If you want to do your own little ritual and release whatever no longer serves you and honor the moon and connect with it, then check it out. So on this note, thank you guys so much. Sending all of you love, and I will be seeing you shortly, and I will be doing zodiac readings in the next few hours at some point. So subscribe so you don't miss them. All right, take care. Bye.